Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, why is it that Marquez was behaving as if he didn't know his own family? That goes to tell me that he have not been around them for a long time. And he probably don't even call his kids to say hi. The way he was so nervous, you would think that he was meeting them for the first time. But let's get into this episode. So we are starting off the episode from where we left off last time, where Melody had her and Tisha were talking. She basically had Tisha in a corner fighting for her life, or Trisha trying to get out of that corner. We saw Trisha getting hot. We saw her getting uncomfortable. And Mel knew what she was doing. She was like holding her feet to the fire. But Mel let go of her. Mel let up off of her, and she's like, you know what? Everything happened after I left. So at this point, girl, I really don't care. Then Tisha had the nerve to say that if Mel didn't care, she wouldn't be asking her so many questions and peppering her with questions. Well, hey, we're leaving it there. Mel tell her that she's asking her how she's getting to know everybody in the group. And Trisha was like, it would be nice to have another event. And Mel was like, no, you don't need an event to get to know people. Just meet up with people one-on-one, invite people up for lunch, go out and stuff like that. And Trisha was like, well, I do have an event coming up that I would like to invite you to. Her son is getting ready to go to college, so she's gonna have a party for him, and she's invited Melody. And Melody is like, where you gonna be, girl? Who gonna be there? Who all gonna come? Because if it's not people I know, well, no, she didn't say all of that, but you know how we are, like, where it's gonna be. And she told us it's gonna be at her house. And Mel was like, well, since the kids are gonna be there, I know there won't be no drama, because when us adults get together, there's always drama, and there's flashbacks to every time that they have drama, even to the point where when Miss Wanda made the comment about selling shoes without boxes, I'm like, oh shit. Take us back with the comedy, why don't you, production? So it took us back to that night at Jalen's housewarming party when Miss Wanda was trying to get into it with them. So I found that to be funny. So okay, Melody's like, girl, I'll come. Let me check my schedule, let me know the dates and stuff, and I'll come if I'm available. So we leave them there. And now we get over to Chris Fletcher and Miss Nell. We're getting to see his new space for his new office, and I like it. I like it's an old barber shop that he's about to renovate into a real estate office, and the location looks to be great. It's next to the highway, and there's tons of parking, so that was nice. Then he could make, like he said, make his name real big across the top of the building for everybody to see. Miss Nell tells us that she grew up in this neighborhood, so she's familiar with the neighborhood. And I think even Chris said he grew up in the neighborhood as well. So, but like I said, I like the location. Look like it's gonna be a good move for him, especially if they do rentals. I know he does home buying and stuff, but if he does rentals, he'll be okay as well. So then we see Martell stop by. Miss Nell is telling him he looks spiffy. Where you coming from and stuff like that. Apparently, he said he had a business meeting. He's out here showing his chest. And Miss Nell was like, what are you showing all your chesticles for? And she's like, you know what it is. You have your husband out here showing his chest hairs and stuff. So they had a little kiki moment regarding that. Then we have Miss Nell say to Martell, I think it was actually Chris who brought up Marsau first, and that he met with Marsau and stuff. And Miss Nell was like, well, why did you have to bring Tisha into it? The altercation that happened at the park. And Martha was like, well, she brought herself in it. And Miss Nell was like, no, you dragged her in it. Martha was, well, okay, she's collateral damage. Whatever happens, happens. And he said they had a lot of nerve bringing up, the name of his children's children mothers. It just sounded so wild of him saying it like that. For he said his ex-wife and his son's mother. He's like, all 5 of my kids. He trying to group Melody and Ariane together, and it just sounded so wrong. Miss Nell had this look on her face like, ew, what you doing? Then we had we had Chris telling him that he met with Marsau and Marsau. He's like, how do you feel about yours and Marsau relationship? And Martell's like, we're not on good terms. And Chris was like, well, it's interesting you should say that because that's the same way Marsau feel about you right now. He's like, y'all would never be friends again and stuff like that. Martell's like, you know what? I'm going to tell Melody what they said. Of course, he said it in a roundabout way, but he's like, I'm going to tell Melody what they said. So now I'm thinking, okay, he's trying to get Melody on his side to be mad at Tisha and Marsau yet again. But we're going to talk about it as we go along. So we have Nell Fletcher and Chris looking at Martell like, dude, what are you about to do? Like, they're not saying it, but the look on their faces like, we know you're about to get into something messy and I hope you really don't. So we leave them there. And then we have Ken meeting up with his friend. He said he knew this guy for 20 years. He's letting him know what's happening, what's going on with him and Trish. You know, the fact that they met up with dinner with Marquez, and Ken told him it went better than we thought because we thought because he's so emotional, we thought it was going to be, you know, out of hand, but he said he handled it well. And the friend gave him some advice. He asked him, what happened is Ken told the friend that he's waiting for Trish and Marquez to sign the divorce papers, and when he signed the divorce papers, that's when he's gonna get a ring. So he's telling the friend about the upcoming get together for the family, and that they invited Marquez, you know, even though it's his kids that they haven't think for, they invited Marquez because they wanted to be a good relationship between them and him. So the friend told him, can I give you some advice? He said, all right, invite him. If you don't come, then ask Trisha if it's okay if y'all don't invite him to nothing else again, because, you know, you shouldn't have to be dealing with this going on for so long. So Ken took his advice and told him that, listen, he only talked but so much, and after talking, if people don't listen, he starts talking with his fist. I'm like, that ain't necessary, dude. Just don't invite Marquez anywhere, and then you won't have to worry about it. From what I'm understanding, he just moved back to Huntsville since they got on the show. That Trisha is saying that the only reason why he came back to Huntsville is because they're on the show and he wants to be a part of it. So I don't know. We're gonna see how this play out. They're still fresh and new to us, so we're getting to know everybody, including Trisha. With her lying ass self, as they say. She keep telling lies. I don't know. I keep saying she's a one-season Trish, but I think with her lying, she might be able to skate in another season with everybody trying to figure out where she's coming from. And based on what I'm seeing, I don't know. We're gonna keep talking about it a little bit more. So okay, so we leave them there. Tired of the same old styles? Ready to make waves with your wardrobe? Welcome to Touch Me Textures, where bold meets beautiful and every piece is designed to turn heads. Our collections are all about textures that feel as good as they look. From flowy dresses to eye-catching accessories, we've got everything you need to express your style your way. Find pieces that speak to you for every vibe, every adventure. And the best part? Our site makes it easy to shop and easy to fall in love with everything. So why wait? Dive into style that's uniquely yours at touchmetextures.com. Feel fabulous, look unforgettable. Click the link in the description to check out all we have to offer. The next scene, we have the not event planners, but the place that they're renting the tent from to have the party. They're setting it up in the backyard. So Trisha come out and asks them how long it's going to take. They're getting it ready. Then we hear the doorbell ring and it's Destiny. So Destiny's dropping by just to check in, and it so happened that Trisha scheduled her notary at the same time that Destiny is over there. Or however it worked out, they so happened to be in the house together. the notary comes by and Destiny's like wondering what's happening. So Trisha tell her, girl, I am actually signing my divorce papers today. And I think she wanted a roundabout way, she wanted a little bit of support because Destiny has just, she has just gone through this. So I think she wanted a little bit of support. So Destiny comes over and she's watching Trish sign her divorce papers, and she gives her a little bit of advice. She said, you seem to be, Trish said, Trisha says, is it horrible that I feel excited to be doing this? And Destiny said, well, you feel how you feel, but I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, tonight you're gonna be crying. She's like, you have to go through a grieving period. Trisha's like, but we've been separated. We've been separated so long. She's like, it doesn't matter. This is somebody that you've known most of your life, over 20. Like, how long you been married? 25 years. She's like, you're gonna feel a way. It's not just gonna be so, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna feel a way and stuff like that. So they talked about that for a little bit. I think Trisha almost broke down, but she caught herself, and her and Destiny kind of talked through it. And Destiny asked her, so being that you're signing your divorce papers now, does it mean that you're ready for marriage? Like, when is the wedding? When is the next wedding? And Trisha was like, girl, the ink's not even dry on the divorce papers. What are you talking about, a wedding? And that's why I think her and Ken has been very patient. 2 years, he's been patient. He's ready to go. And I don't think Trisha's ready yet. She's been married since high school. I think she's trying to go through her single phase. I mean, you're supposed to have that whole phase in your 20s and stuff. She haven't had it yet. And she's going to go from one marriage to the next. Oh, no. I don't know if Trisha's going to go through this. And I don't think Ken is going to hang around for the long haul. He wants to be married. He wants that family life. You really find men who actually want that. I'm honest. Men usually wants to be the single ones running around, and now we have the opposite. So I don't know if Ken and Trisha are gonna be getting married anytime soon. We'll see. We'll see how soon this happens. But we leave her and Destiny talking, and then we have LaTisha and Marsau. They're down at Black Cigar Lounge, just sipping on some gin and juice. No, laid back with my mind and my money and my money and my out and down the. All right. So we have Marsau and LaTisha at Black Cigar Lounge. They're chit-chatting. He's asking LaTisha, what are you up to today, babes? So she's about to go pick up her daughter and also her son. One of her daughters and also her son has picture day, so that's what she's gonna do. Marsau's like, keep me in the loop. LaTisha was like, I didn't know you were interested in that kind of stuff. Like, yep, my son is graduating. So then he tells her Melody's coming by to talk. So here we see Melody strolling in. They greet each other, and then she tells them that she got a text from Martell saying that Marsau and LaTisha had some nasty and negative things to say about her. So Marsau was like, so what was your response? And Melody's like, I didn't respond because he is not supposed to be contacting me unless it's about the kids. And because now the divorce is final, the child custody case is final and everything. And he's telling them that he's telling Melody that these two are saying negative things about her. So of course they found it funny and they tell what happened at the park. And Melody was like, well, did you say anything nasty about me? And then Marsau goes in to tell her what was, the exchange between he and Martell, where Martell is asking Marsau if Melody ever asked him to perform fellatio on her. And Melody's like, wow. So apparently Martell is trying to get Melody, according to Marsau, in his corner to fight because she has more of a bite than him. So she's trying to instigate her and gaslight her into fighting his battles. So that's why Melody did not respond to Martell. She brought it straight to LaTisha and Marsau, and they're talking about how they have been protecting Martell for years to try to bring him back to the fold, giving him jobs, lending him money, Marsau said. And he's still coming at them. So Marsau's like, at this point, I really don't care. I don't want to be his friend anymore. So they had a nice little talk about that. Melody spoke about her frustration with him and stuff. And Tisha is just sitting there shaking her head like she can't believe Martell actually went that far with it. So it has come to the consensus that they are basically done with him as friends. And Melody is only co-parenting with him and nothing else. Anything else that he's got going on, she is not about to get trapped and dragged into that. All right, we leave them there. Now the next scene is, of Marquez and his awkwardness. It is the day of the party for LaTisha and Marquez's son. I think it was Ken's idea to have a party for him. He's going off to college, bring the whole family together to say, goodbye to him and stuff like that. And just have a party to make him feel comfortable and feel loved and stuff like that. So we're at the house, we're getting started. We see Ken's mother and I think sister come over. And, then people start coming by. We see Marquez come. He looked real uncomfortable. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm the father. I'm the daddy. However, I don't know you. Who are you? Look like, I think Ken had his whole family up in there and all his friends. He bring everybody for a backup. He's like, just be here because this guy is emotional and unpredictable and I need somebody around here to hold him down if it's necessary. That's what I got from it. Because he can't put his hand on him, but somebody else can. And you could still feel the tension in the air, I think. Marquez found, he's like, where my kids? He finally found his kids and he's giving them dad love and stuff like that. And he then we have the guys come like Maurice and Kimmy. We had Chris and Miss Nell come. I don't think Martell wasn't there, of course. I don't think he knows them like that. And Marsau wasn't there. So Marquez actually goes right up to Chris and Maurice and say, listen, I know I don't know you guys very long, but I need some advice because, this guy is doing everything. Oh, I didn't even see Destiny came as well. Destiny and Lance came together. And he's like, I don't know you guys for very long, but I need some advice. And the guys were like, so what's up? He's like, well, this guy's doing everything right and I'm feeling kind of left out. And Chris and Maurice told him it's because you're making yourself feel kind of left out. You have to be present. You have to call your kid. And this is the same thing that Ken has been telling him for months. You have to call and check in with your kids. Don't make yourself feel left out. So, all right. Now he gets Melody and Trisha was inside talking. And here comes Marquez. He comes in with another awkward question like, what do you do if the I'm feeling triggered, but what do you do if the person that you need to talk to is the one that's making you feel triggered? And Melody was like, well, you got to find a way to work that through because for the sake of the kids, you got to be able to talk to each other. And then whatever happened, some exchange was happening where they started to get heated. And I think it had to do with, he was like to Melody, I don't really know you very long. I've come to, your events and that's how I know you. But I think my wife also knows your ex-husband. I think he was trying to put Melody on to something, but by now Melody knew everything that was going on. And I think he realized that it didn't make the impact like it should. And Mel was like, what's that? You didn't need to come and tell me all of that for. That's not necessary. Look like you're trying to start something. And then Trisha was like, you know what? I'm not here for this. She walks out of the room. So the conversation was done. After she walks out the room, Melody follows her. So Marquez had no choice but to follow. So now we're back outside. And Ken calls everybody together. So he's giving a toast. He's calling the family to face the group. And he's like, I just want to thank y'all for coming out and stuff. Big up to the baby, the fathers who are doing their thing. Trisha and I are here for the kids. And I'm like, Marquez is standing right there, right over there. And he's not part of it. He's like standing over And then he finally like shimmy his way over to the family, you know, standing in front of the group, shimmy his way, because like, hey, I'm the father. I'm like, oh my God, the awkwardness. And he made it awkward. Like all the guys were saying, you can't make it awkward. When he did that, everybody's hand was to their head. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is so. I felt embarrassed for him. So I'm hoping that he get it together. Like I said at the top of this review, I don't think Marquez have been in touch with his kids. I don't think he's been in touch with the kid's mother as far as talking about. It should just be about the children. You left your family, dude. You can't expect to just come waltz your way back in. You thought that you were going to leave Trisha sitting on a shelf. You go off to do what you want and she's going to be there waiting for you when you come back. Didn't know that somebody else out there wanted her. And that's how it ended up. You lost your family and you can't get them back. She don't want you back. So just the kids are getting older. They're old enough to have their own phones for you to just deal with them directly. So go ahead and do that. But yeah, that was it with this episode. I feel that most of the episode was centered around Marquez and taking the advice of Chris, Maurice, and them. I think he's gonna be all right, but he just gotta figure out how he's gonna navigate and be part of this group and just have a good relationship with his kids. So that is it. That's what I got from this episode. I think Trisha was contemplating telling Marquez at the party that the divorce papers are signed and ready to go, and Melody was like, girl, you better not do that. This is a good event. You don't want to spoil that. You know, do that at another time. You know, make that another event. Make that another scene, whatever. But don't do it at this party. But it was good to see so many people turn out for Ken and Trisha and the party and her son. So hopefully they could, you know, mend and build a better relationship going forward based on the advice that he's gotten from the men in the group. So that is it, guys. My recap and my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville season 9 episode 7 titled Game of Thrones. Make sure that you check out all the links in the description. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye. Tired of the same old styles? Ready to make waves with your wardrobe? Welcome to Touch Me Textures, where bold meets beautiful and every piece is designed to turn heads. Our collections are all about textures that feel as good as they look. From flowy dresses to eye-catching accessories, we've got everything you need to express your style your way. Find pieces that speak to you for every vibe, every adventure. And the best part? Our site makes it easy to shop and easy to fall in love with everything. So why wait? Dive into style that's uniquely yours at touchmetextures.com. Feel fabulous, look unforgettable. Click the link in the description to check out all we have to offer.